College recruiting, I would say, is probably one of the most misunderstood things that's out there in high school athletics today. You know, I hear this all the time from students. Well, if you're good enough and you're smart enough, you're going to be found. Well, let me let you understand what being found is all about. If you mean the local schools that are around you that's going to know about you, yeah, you're right. But what about a state or two away? Is because you're smart and you're an all-state, does that make you a D1 athlete? I don't think so. Here, let me explain something about the division levels real quickly, because most people, all the kids that I talk to, they all want to play D1. Why? Because they have all the full ride scholarships. Okay, I'm going to be talking about the 90-10 rule. 90% of what I'm talking about is for 90% of the athletes. So those of you that are watching this going, that didn't happen that way for my child, it's not going to happen that way for my child, I understand that. I'm talking about 90% of the kids that are out there today. NCAA says there's 1 million high school seniors alone wanting to go play college athletics at the NCAA level. Now, what happens is there's only 166,000 spots for freshmen. Now, what's going to make you more marketable, again, is being dialed in, knowing and understanding the process. Let me say this to the parents. I hear a lot of parents tell me, oh, I can do what you do. I don't need to hire you. And I go, that's cool. After you send your tapes out and I send my tapes out, we're done as far as being able to do the same thing. Coaches tell kids, don't waste your money. Just come to me. Tell me what schools you want these tapes sent to, and I'll send them out. That has nothing to do with recruiting at all. Most high school coaches have their close niche of friends that they coach in the local high schools. Okay, here's my question to you, Mr. or Mrs. Athlete, that has a 3.5 or a 3-point grade point average, at least a 22 ACT, at least a 1100 SAT. Where do you want to go? What about the schools that are 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states away from you? What about that school that's an elite school that you really would like to get into? If you are a legit Division I athlete, do you think you might want to look at Division II and Division III? Most kids steer away from when I say Division III because they think, oh, I'm better than that. Let me explain something to you. It goes back to making yourself marketable, and it's profile matching. The reason why I have had so much success, my secret is I understand not only recruiting, but admissions and financial aid. College coaches are grateful for what I do here in Montana working with high school students, because when they come to them, they're prepared. There's 3 things that coaches are looking for. There's 4 recruiting cycles. If you do not know what they are, you do not know what you're doing. You can send out 10,000 tapes, but unfortunately, coaches only use those for practice. I am going to get into deep detail of the recruiting process in the extended DVD. Mom and Dad, I just want to talk to you for a second. In around 1992 or 1993, I was sitting at a kitchen table, and I've sat at hundreds of them over the years being an admissions rep, sitting with a parent whose son had a 3.8 GPA, had done real well on ACT, SAT tests, and I was going in as an admissions rep, and what I found was this parent's anxiety level was out of this world. He, for 15 minutes, was going off about, my son has worked hard, my son has done everything that he needs to do, and we cannot find money. We have no idea what to do, where to go, who to talk to. And I've found this to be true, again, since the beginning of 1991 when getting into this business. Why do I do what I do? I was once asked by a parent on the phone when I'd called to ask if I could help his son go to college to run track. After I had talked with him for a few short minutes, he came back with very strict, very stern comment, and he asked me this: why? Why do you want to help my kid? Let me tell you what I told him, because I can. Everybody has a gift. Everybody has a calling. This happens to be mine. I've loved kids from the beginning of time. I'm 18 years old in this 41-year-old body. I do what I do because when I was their age, I did not get the opportunity. I was hurt my senior year. All of my dreams, that the same dreams they have right now, I still have. I didn't have the opportunity to go play college athletics because of an injury that took all my dreams away. All I had left at the end of my senior year was bad grades. I fell between the cracks. Every time I work with a student, I don't care what their last names are. I don't care if they're a boy or girl, what sport it is. I live vicariously through them. I work hard as if they were my child. I don't care if they have 2 options or 22 or 32. The bottom line is I do what I do because I love doing what I do with a passion. Your child is as important to me as your child is to you. There's very few people, there's very few resources. So what I want to offer you, this is to moms and dads, and I've offered this to friends. They've never taken me up on it. I think because of intimidation, I don't want to sound stupid. Mom and Dad, you're not stupid. You're just a typical parent from the beginning of time that wants to send your child to college, that has that dream, but you have no idea how you're going to do it. I don't know everything, but I do know what you need to know. So what I want to do is make this offer because it is a 30-minute show. I'm sorry I cannot get into more detail. That's why I have actually put together, a dream of mine was to actually work on a DVD. We have done that. I'm going to offer you for $49.95 plus $3.95 shipping and handling, not only the DVD of the extended version, all the nuts and bolts about admissions, financial aid, and recruiting, but I'm also going to make myself available to you. I'm going to send to you on the DVD my personal email. If you have a question, a problem, or you don't understand something, you can email me. I'm on it every day. It could be hours. I'm going to be getting back in touch with you. And if it merits a phone call, I promise you, I don't care how many of you are out there, because we have already made 1,000 of these standing by, first come, first served basis for seniors, because there's a lot of you right now watching this. You are in dire need. All I want to let you know is I can and I will help because I care. Thank you. God bless you for tuning in, and I hope to see you at one of the ball games. Take care.
Tom would call me and he'd tell me about a new contact with a coach he'd had, and maybe I needed to call that particular coach and you know, tell him things. And then also Tom would help through my dad. He'd tell us when we need to send out certain resumes and when we need to get test scores to them and things like that. When you're in your process, you know, going into it, you might not know a lot about it, but the things you have to know is that it's up to you to get the stuff done. You need to get your grades. You need to have that dream, and you need to have the skill to get where you want to be. And Tom will definitely spur that attempt, and so he'll help you out and he'll get you as high as you can, as you want to go, as long as you're willing to work for it. So, I had offers from quite a few schools. I narrowed it down to under 10 schools that I really liked, and I had offers, would have had offers from all of them, and I pursued about 5 schools, and I ended up getting some good offers to Stanford, to Xavier, Ohio State, and Notre Dame. And so those were the 4 I took visits to and ended up choosing between those.
Actually, I've known Tom socially for a few years, and then there was no one that I was aware of that really had the ties with the student athletes and had the background of Tom. Tom's worked for many years in the academic field. He's been in the admissions area. He's given many seminars, so he's very well wired, not only on just the academic admission side, but also with the student athlete and the coaches. So he was a perfect fit for us. There are so many scholarships for so many unique boutique reasons out there, and it's just knowing where and how to find them. And it really takes a guy like Tom, in my opinion, for the non-student athlete, it's maybe more important, to basically ride herd on that child, to get his essays in, get them done, some accountability. Because let's face it, Mom and Dad, sometimes when they're juniors and seniors, they're going to listen to everyone but Mom and Dad. So a guy like Tom who relates well from kids from the outside, he's your perfect guy to keep those kids accountable. We'd say, I guess, we had a very good return on our investment. He ended up getting several full ride offers, and he selected Xavier. So it was just a perfect fit for him.